the wrong thing, sorry.
Greetings! This is Barro the Broadcaster for the Writers Group, and today we're going to be doing a fanfiction reading of Because I Can by Canis Dark. This is Chapter 1, and that's how Equestria was made. Hold on. Here we are, Chapter 1, Because I Can. Sorry, that's the title of the story. My mistake. This is... I'll just do the intro over.
We're off to a great start.
Just stop recording.
Whatever.
Start again.
Oh, who cares? Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? It's an odd phrase. Jack Nicholson said it in Batman, 1989 version. For the longest time, I thought it was just something he said to be weird and scary. Then I started thinking about it, what it really means. To be honest, I had absolutely no idea. I actually built a scene once, where a little red devil, complete with horns and a tail, was waiting under the pale moonlight in a dimly lit forest. I danced with him, had a bunch of fun trying out different dance styles. Hokey pokey, we danced the waltz, we fought, and then we even did a ritualistic rain dance. Needless to say, I completely missed the point. A quick check on Google told me that it might have meant, have you ever found yourself in a horrifying situation when no one is around to assist? That's quoted from answers.yahoo.com. Where was I going with this? Right. I wanted to show you that I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. That was the time I finally realized it, though. I had all the powers of a god, and I had no idea when it would actually be a bad time to use them. I was just a kid, and I needed to grow up enough to figure out what I was doing with my life. So my first mature act was to create Equestria and abandon my home universe for a while. It had seemed like a good idea at the time. I even set a few rules for myself. Rule 1, at least make an attempt to stop using my powers to fix all my problems. Rule 2, don't kill anyone important, although there's a line through don't kill anyone important. After that it says, try not to kill anyone important. Rule 3, don't start any more new religions. On purpose. Rule 4, try to learn something new. That is crossed out. With those more or less written down, I opened a hole into my new reality, stepped inside. And that's the end of Chapter 1 of Because I Can, and that's how Equestria was made. And we're off to a roaring start. As you can see, this guy, who is apparently a god, has just created Equestria and has set up himself some rules after watching the Michael Keaton version of Batman.
Don't know about you, but I did not fucking see that coming.
I did not. No, I don't think I saw the Tim Burton Batman coming anywhere
The
at all.
analogy doesn't even make any sense.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Nope. Well, I probably should invent a world with pastel-colored horses to preoccupy myself.
And according to the author notes, this is a sequel to something.
Oh, goodness. Yes, we've just been informed this is a sequel. Alright, we're on to Chapter 2, First Things First. The first thing I thought when I stepped into my new reality was that I'd messed something up. I mean, it looked like Ponyville. The whole place was Technicolor, and I knew for a fact that I was standing in front of Town Hall, but they were all human. I could see Lyra sitting on a nearby bench with Bon Bon, talking about something or other. Lyra's probably happy as a clam. And Rarity was talking excitedly to a demure Fluttershy as she sipped her tea at a cafe. Applejack was calling out something about apples in front of her stall, and Big Macintosh was leading a horse-drawn cart with apples in the back to refill her stock. Yes, a human is leading a horse-drawn cart. Interesting. Well, maybe he's, so there are horses and humans in this story. I see.
I'm just wondering why they can wake up and they can see every single one of these ponies from the one spot that they're sat in when they appear there. Like,
How very
yeah.
thunderful. That's
Well, he is
a word
supposed
I
to be a
just
god
made
or
up. It's
something.
fun and wonderful combined.
Oh yeah, if he's omnipotent, he can see everything everywhere, anytime.
If
Like
he's
Microsoft.
HAL 9000. Even Twilight and Spike were nearby, as she pointed a wand at a small blue bird sitting on a short table while he ate from a basket of fries. Their hair colors were right, and they had patches on their pants showing their cutie marks, but they were all human. And they were all white, too. Did not expect myself to be racist. I'd apologize, but I never knew. Never treated anyone differently as far as I knew because of their skin color. Did I? Until I fix this. All right, so now we've got racism. Ooh, wonder how wonderful that is. So God is a racist, and now I'm imagining Equestria girls, only even more ripped off.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I don't think
Let's see
White
how
Master
Jesus reacted
Race
to this
has the
place.
same. I don't think White Master Race has the same ring to it as Earth Pony Master Race.
Okay, predictions for this story.
Okay.
We're in the middle of the second chapter. I'm going to make a couple predictions right now. We're going to see pony breasts again. That's a given.
The
Human pony breast.
the destruction of the world. The world will be destroyed.
Yes, God played by a character who
Adam
is
Sandler.
Yes, God is Adam Sandler. He's omnipotent after watching the Tim Burton Batman movie, and now he's just created Equestria, and he's found out he's racist. What a wonderful guy this is. Let's give him a hoof.
The car is going to be a stereotype.
As soon as he comes across the Pegasus, she's like, what the hell? It's like,
I made this. Well, at least it's white. More racism. How wonderful. Let's continue on. I drew my calm in, closed my eyes, and slowly waved my hand from left to right in front of my face. When I opened my eyes again, the scene looked almost the same, except with ponies. Oh, thank God we've got ponies in this now. Okay. That's at least one good thing this thing has going for it. It actually has ponies in it.
I thought he was going to do that.
Rarity was now holding a teacup of her own, and her blue aura of magic as she spoke to Fluttershy. Applejack was rearing up and calling out proudly as Big Mac himself. Pull the cart to a stop next to her, casting her spell and turned the bird orange as
He
Spike
choked.
choked
Oh
on
my
a hay
God.
fry.
He
Oh,
literally
goodness.
choked.
On a hay fry because
And-
Twilight
and-
turned a bird orange.
And
And yet,
she
no
doesn't
potatoes
even
are
care.
used.
Yeah, she doesn't even care. She's too busy casting her spells to care that Spike is choking to death.
Spike.
Oh, goodness. Lyra
Hey,
and Bon Bon were a bit different, though, as Lyra sat in the fashion she'd sat in the show, and Bon Bon was now shaking her head at something. Okay, so now we have an image meme stolen and placed in a fic now. Great.
That's originality to the power of nothings.
Just all sorts of no.
Oh, goodness. And yes, human Lyra's probably like, no, I was happy a moment ago and it's gone. I can imagine her having one of the ongoing dialogue like that guy in Twilight Zone who had all the time in the world. I was human now. It's not fair. I was human now. Why have you done this to me, Adam Sandler? Damn you, Tim Burton! Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, you will be avenged.
I
Yes.
swear to God, the main character is bound to be played by Johnny Depp.
Oh, goodness.
No, he's played by Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
been it.
Cage in Extria.
Totally
All right,
Nicolas
back to the
Cage.
pick. The key difference, though, was that I was now seeing things from a slightly lower angle. He's a pony now. I looked down and I realized that I was suddenly standing on 3 legs, my right arm/leg still out in front of me. I'd become an orange pony, and a quick look at my back revealed wings. Oh, so Adam Sandler's a pony now. I didn't even have to look up at my forehead to know I'd made myself an alicorn.
What the fuck?
With
Fuck!
huge
Oh my God.
breasts. Oh,
Wait.
that doesn't actually.
Fuck!
Yes, the God Sandler is now an alicorn.
I'm guessing the Earth Running Master Race does not come into this fic.
Not appearing in this fact, that's a cinema sin.
Not appearing in this fic.
But of course I would. I mean, they're kind of like gods themselves, right? Right? Right?
Fuck.
I
No.
didn't like it. I changed everyone into ponies, and I'd forgotten to remove myself from that equation. I shook my head, but stopped and chanced to look at my flank. Why not, am I right? Yes. You check yourself out, God
That seems
Sandler.
like the strangest thing ever. You would check yourself out. It's like, oh, look at me in that mirror, looking sexy.
Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself, alicorn son.
Check your flank.
Blank is the day, and he's checking his flank now. Blank is the day I was born. Figures. Oh yes, God, why can't you just give yourself talent? Well, being an alicorn
Well,
would
because
help me
you can write a
fit in,
better
but
fic.
wait, why not be an alicorn? Because that'd ruin the whole point of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not here to be a god, I'm here to possibly learn something about living normally. And Michael Keaton's Batman. I can't do that as a super... Yes, apparently the whole fic has gone from learning more about learning more about the whole Jack Nicholson quote in the Batman movie to learning how to be a better god. That's got to be a how-to for dummies book somewhere. How to be an alicorn princess. I can't do that as a superpowered being, or at least as an obviously superpowered being. I need to be normal. Oh yes, we all need to be normal. So with that thought, I waved my hoof a second time and stood up at the same time. Just like that, I was a human
But he's
again,
not
wearing
normal
some
then.
casual clothes. No, they don't
He's
matter.
not normal then if
Was
he stood in the middle of a world full of ponies and he's
He
a
is-
human.
He is beyond normal. He is the God Sandler. All will bow before him and his ability to actually dance with a devil in the pale blue lights and fight him and waltz and do the hokey pokey with the devil.
The pony pokey.
And turn himself around.
That's what it's all about. Alrighty. No, they don't matter. And no, I'm not describing myself. I'd prefer if you didn't know what I look like, alright? I mean, if you care, make me a standard white teenager with average complexion and fair hair, wearing whatever the heck t-shirt and pants you can think of. We good? Good. No, we're not good at all, Sandler. We're not good at all, Mr. Sandler. Unfortunately,
He's Adam Sandler for the rest of this fic.
Yes, he is the God Sandler. Unfortunately, the ponies and I were not good at that particular time. You see, a few moments ago, I'd been an orange alicorn. That alone had got me a few stares I hadn't noticed. But nobody, instead of no pony, but nobody howled because I was at least still an equine. Suddenly turning into a human? Yeah, that didn't end too well. Suffice it to say, everybody, we're using body again. That's definitely a sin, using body instead of pony. Everybody's attention drifted to me as the square got quiet. Nobody, there it is again with the body thing. Why do you do this, Sandler? Oh goodness, I'm reading ahead and there are several other bodies. Body. Do you just not use pony? Do you not pony, sir?
I think there might
What
be
is
one
wrong
pony. Barro's got a rage.
Fine, great. I'm totally obvious and everybody is staring at me again. I fumed, glaring around at them. How about everybody goes back to what they were doing and pretends I'm normal?
User joined your channel.
How about that? So everybody got back to what they were doing and pretended I was normal. Just like that. Almost like I'd forced them to do it.
User
Damn
left
it.
your channel.
No, I'm weird and I know it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stop. You can stare at me if you think you should. Act naturally to the situation, okay? I said with a slight force of will. Then I mentally focused on and reined in my power, like I should have done the moment I'd finished changing myself back into a human. A standard human with whatever the hell t-shirt. Maybe I should just...
I'm sorry.
Maybe I should discuss my power. Answer a few questions before I forget. First and foremost, I'm not invincible and I'm not all-powerful unless I act first, especially when dealing with other reality benders. My influence radiates out from me like an aura, and not even the benders can alter things within that aura. I can make it skin deep or I can cover a whole city with it, depending on what I'm going for. There isn't really a limit to it unless I put one, and I learned the hard way that it's well within my capabilities to completely screw up the laws of reality if I don't. The problem is that if I have to concentrate to not change something when it's in my aura, so unless I'm going to balls to the wall crazy with my power, I can. ... Let's just say I accidentally nuked a city once. Took me the scariest part of my life to figure out how to manipulate time to bring it back the way it was. And then another to figure out how to make people forget what had happened without blowing up everything else. I'd screwed up smaller things before, like houses or street layouts, when I'd forgotten what something was like, but the little mistake had led me to trying out Equestria as a testing grounds, to try to stop
Best
breaking
exposition.
things. Speaking of, a whole bunch of ponies were staring at me again. Hi, I said with a little wave. My name is Time Stop. What did I want them to call me anyway? Steve? Larry? Alex? God Sandler? Michael Keaton? Maybe something with a little more
Bean
local
Fangler.
flavor. I rubbed
Yay,
my
Bob!
chin and thought about...
Jimmy
okay,
Rustler.
so now we're... the Jimmy Rustler.
I would just like to say best
Captain Obvious.
exposition ever.
Thank you very much, Victor. I appreciate.
The fuck?
I am appreciate. Anyway, so we've gone from God Sandler to not God Sandler, and now he's trying to make his own rules for him.
I'm glad that we're not dealing with an overpowered OC, because that would just be awful.
That would be awful.
If we were dealing with an overpowered OC who could change the world at his whim and change himself, then, you know, what would even be the point?
Except he's already doing that exactly.
There would be absolutely no...
But as long as he's not doing something silly like specifically putting rules on his own powers because he's afraid of damaging reality because of it, then what? I think he is.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness gracious me! And if
Oh,
he,
sweet Rassilon!
if he,
Oh my!
if he just stopped,
Janine Garofalo.
he had better not stop and start time, because oh my goodness gracious me, that would be a terrible sin for an OC to do.
Oh my!
I mean, oh my goodness gracious!
You know who else is an overpowered Alicorn OC? Apparently, it's Shadow the Hedgehog because he's stopping time and starting time. Time start, Bob. Time stop. Why the fuck did I go with Bob? Time start.
Fucking hell.
So now...
To be fair, fuck is censored.
So now he's... Well, whatever. I don't care that he says, why the... did I go with Bob? Why the... did I go with Bob? Hi, my name is Bob, and I'm an Alicorn princess.
that is totally Hasbro's Season 5 teaser.
Oh, that's going to be a toy. You know that's going to be in someone's
Bob,
blind
yeah.
bag.
Bob,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Everybody, I got Bob. He's the human who was an Alicorn and a god because of Batman.
The fandom is still going to go wild over it and say, like, you know, the writers totally planned this. They know what they're doing.
Why doesn't this guy just say he's fucking Batman already? He's done everything else. The Batman God Sandler. So we're going with Bob. Hi, my name is Burb, but my friends call me Tim the Enchanter. Why not Tim? Why not the Sorcerer Tim? That would have been a Monty Python quote. Or wait a minute, is it Tim the Enchanter in Monty Python? It's been so long since I've seen those movies. It's been so long since I've seen the Tim Burton Batman. This fic is adding to my watch later list. But my friends call me Tim the Enchanter. I guess I have a few other names too, but Tim is fine. Anyway, how's life? Out of everyone in the entire square, the first was one I didn't know from the show or anywhere else. She was an earth pony with a grey coat, with an amber mane, and her cutie mark was a wrench. She asked the obvious question, "Weren't you an alicorn just a moment ago?" Oh, goodness, Batman, God Sandler, they've got you now. Out of all the questions and all the ponies who could have asked it, it had to be the obvious question from some pony who probably didn't matter. It says somebody again, but I changed it to pony. Swell! I was already making great waves in my own little universe meeting key people, and yeah, I was. Now I'm a human. How's your day been anyhow? I asked, gesturing at her. Not bad, she answered. I just got done adding a new room to my house, and now I'm just coming in to eat lunch. Nice, I said with my not bad face, and there's a link to a not bad face.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that.
Why not just give me
Obama.
I'm gonna request for him in the comments that he add in a link to Tim Burton's Batman, the 1989 Batman with Jack Nicholson. That was actually a really good film. There wasn't much to compare it to. Oh my goodness, there was a Bob in that movie.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow. Blown is now my mind. Mind if I join you? I'm buying.
Oh my god.
Sure, she said, and the entire square watched as I walked over towards the cafe and motioned for her to follow me. I even held the door open for her as I went inside.
He's got fucking swag.
I figured. He sounds like he's quite a, he's a dapper
He's
Dan
fucking
right here.
in there, mate.
In like Flint. He's gonna get some. Some of what? I have no idea. Probably.
One of them should have asked.
I figured why not make it the most important pony in the universe? Because she spoke up first. Could I pull that off without my powers? Either way, it wasn't like I had any idea what I was supposed to be doing, except being normal. If I stuck around with these normal ponies, then I wouldn't get caught up in whatever weird things my new universe would throw at me. Maybe I'd learn what everyone, so we've gone from body to one now, and we're just avoiding pony. Wonderful, Mr. Canis Dark. Wonderful. Bravo,
is okay.
bravo. You have successful...
They say that numerous times throughout the series.
True, they do.
It's canon.
It is now... Oh yes, the one time he uses canon. Everyone else felt like when they couldn't just fix whatever was happening in an instant. Not that I did that all the time, mind you. Being perfect is perfectly boring. But still, changing the odds to always favor me meant that others had to lose. Plus, people who figured out what I could do always got angry at some point, and... Never mind. The real reason was that I was bored and had decided to start my journey by screwing around rather than get to hanging out with the elements of harmony like I was probably supposed to. Learning about friendship and being normal despite having awesome power. Now let's both tempt fate and the universe. What's the worst that could happen? No, seriously, I'm practically a physical god. What really could happen? Rule number 1 could happen. If FML.
What's rule number 1?
End.
My god.
I don't remember anymore.
What is the worst that could happen, sir? What is the worst that could happen? Apart from dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, authors on the writers group could find your fic, dredge it back up, and read it to an audience on YouTube in the most capable voices imaginable.
We are practically famous now.
Okay, I'm gonna
In
stop
fact-
recording.
Oh, fuck
Infamous.